This is the Marvel Infinite Series 3.75-inch Marvel's Wasp from the new 2014 Marvel Infinite Series, also known as the revamped Marvel or reincarnated Marvel Universe / Avengers 3.75-inch Marvel series of figures. So anyway, this is the first wave. I gotta tell you, these figures are amazing. I am so pleased that Hasbro has decided to please their fans just enough so that to keep us from ranting too much about the figure. I do have some complaints about the entire wave and the entire series as well, but for now, this is which I'll talk about in a little while. But this is, I'm just blown away with this figure. And perhaps this figure is one of the most anticipated, possibly sought after figures in the 3.75-inch scale. So before we begin, I'm going to give you a quick look at the packaging as always. It's a very simple packaging. They all have one front. The front part of the packaging is all the same for all the characters. Trying to save money. They've gotten rid of the comic book art. On the back is the photoshopped artwork of the figure as well as the rest of the assortment. And there's a little bit of a bio on the figure. The bubble is like a squarish with some cut angles here and there, but overall, a lot of people are complaining about the box because the artwork's gone, but it's okay. I'm actually very happy with it. I actually like it more than the Black Series figures, but you can't please everyone. The artwork would have been nice, but I guess they're trying to save money. So, for every case that's going to be delivered in your store, for every case means a box. The box comes in 12 figures, and there's going to be only one Wasp figure. There's going to be 2 Hyperions, 2 Grim Reapers, 2 Indestructible Hulks, 2 Captain Americas, and 3 modular Neo Armor Iron Man figures. I mean, come on, Hasbro. You've already promised the fans, 80% of toys are for 80% of your buyers, which are kids. Okay, fine. You got those Avengers Assemble figures that have limited articulation. Fine. Those movie figures that have limited articulation. Fine. 80% of your toys are going to be like that. Now, you promised us 20% of your figures or 10% of your figures are going to be for the adult collector. And they're going to be like the Platinum Series for the 6-inch and the Infinite Series for the 3.75-inch. Fine. Great. Now we see these figures. Amazing. Spectacular. But why are you fixing the case assortments as though you're still intending the figures to be targeted for kids? You've already assured us that the line is going to be for adults, and yet you put only 1 Wasp figure, 3 Iron Mans, and 2 Captain Americas, which have already been released. You're still thinking kids are going to buy it. If you're really sincere in saying that, oh, this line is definitely for adults. It's the Infinite Series, it's the old Marvel Universe, only a few kids are going to buy it. The assortment should have been 2 Wasps, 2 Hulks. Okay, you're trying to save money. Just 1 Iron Man. Repaint that goddamn thing into you've already painted it as black. Why don't repaint it into the space armor or white or something like that? Just repaint the damn thing. You can put 1 Captain America and just remold the chest and the head to make him look like the Marvel Now Captain America, and remold the entire thing altogether. You can put 2 Hulks, 2 Wasps, maybe 3 Hyperions, and wait, my math is wrong. 1 Captain America, 1 Iron Man, 1 retooled Iron Man, 1 repainted Iron Man, 1 retooled Captain America, 2 Hulks, 2 Wasps. That gives you 6. Put 3 Hyperions and 3 Grim Reapers, or maybe just 2 Hyperions and 3 Hulks. Come on, you're using so little plastic. That should have been the assortment. 3 Hulks, 3 Grim Reapers, 2 Hyperions, 1 Cap, 1 Iron Man, and 2 Wasps. How difficult is that? You keep complaining that your sales are dropping. And, there's so many peg warmers of the Marvel Universe. Well, hey, look, you don't need a management degree. You don't even need a marketing degree to figure out that crappy figures will warm the shelves. Awesome and fantastic figures will sell. Say it again, Hasbro. Crappy figures won't sell. Repacked crappy figures will warm the pegs, while awesome and amazing figures are gonna skyrocket your profits. How difficult is that? Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's go back to the figure. Unbelievable. I am so pleased with this figure. They couldn't have done this any better. Well, maybe they could have, but to me, this figure is an amazing. Is just one of the best figures out there in the Marvel Universe or Marvel Infinite Series line. Paint apps, fantastic. I would. This is almost a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for paint apps simply because Hasbro needs to talk to their makeup department. The eyeliner and the lipstick are somewhat skewed in some of the figures that I've seen, and it's really the lipstick that's really a little bit of a problem right here. You know, Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp, or the winsome Wasp, as Stan Lee calls her. She was a model. She was a fashion designer. She designed clothes. I mean, she was a fashion icon, and you could have done a better job than that. There was a skewed up lipstick. Some of the eyeliner was blotted out in some of the figures I've seen. So that's probably the only thing that brought the score down. It would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. The gold on the figure is fantastic. The black is just a molded plastic. Hair has been painted very well. The flesh tone, even on the neck, you know, it's unavoidable because it's a joint. You're gonna have some cracking here and there, but it was fine. It was fine for me. So very, very, very nice, Hasbro. Well done. As for the sculpt, amazing. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It could still have had some improvements, but I'm still going to give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. They couldn't have done a better job on this one. They gave it the new Marvel Universe female body figure. Just an amazing, amazing figure. Let me just try and get her out of the FX transpose. She stands up very nicely despite being a female figure. Most of the female figures don't stand up very well unless they've got a base. Now, they didn't give this figure a base. So very, very nice. Articulation on the figure. She's got a ball-jointed neck on a hinge, which I've already said, which is to allow for flight poses. She's got articulated wings. I'm going to talk about the wings later. Just a hinge and a swivel. She's got a ball hinge shoulder, ball hinge elbow, swivel wrists, ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, calf swivel, ball hinge ball jointed ankle, ball hinge ankles with rocker joints. So just an amazing, amazing figure mold and sculpt that they chose for the Wasp. I think, you know, they've given it the X23 mold, sort of ish, and I'm liking it. This is the old female mold for the Marvel Universe. Oh man, sorry, lack of focus. There we go. Let me show her off again. So very, very nice. Sorry about the blurred, out of focus discussion, but it was just the joints anyway. So there they are. They used the X23 mold, which is very nice. I'm very pleased with that. Almost, but the difference in fists, in hands. This was the old mold, which is fine. Back in the day, she had this mold. It had bigger boobs. This one they've sort of shrunk it to more realistic size. But hey, you know, I'm not complaining. Very, very nice. And just give you a little bit more of a size comparison. Here is a Padme figure. The arms they used on this one, I think, is a tad bit smaller in biceps, or almost the same. I'm not sure. Yes, it's a little bit thinner, just a tad bit thinner, just to make her more slender, more model looking, instead of the muscular X23. So that's very nice. I'm very grateful for Hasbro for trying to be as accurate as possible. So I'm going to put these other figures off to the side. Okay, accessories. So the sculpt gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Amazing. Accessories. She's got her small self, because if those of you did not read up on the Avengers, the Wasp was one of the founding members. Janet Van Dyne became the wife of Hank Pym, or Henry Pym. She is able, because Hank had infused her on a cellular level, the Pym particles, she can reduce her size and increase her size at will. She can reduce herself to a very small, minuscule, diminutive wasp. And in turn, when she's small, her body mass gets compacted. She gets superhuman strength. She's able to grow an antennae where she can communicate with insects. She's able to grow wings. It's so cheesy, I know, but that's how Marvel was back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So she literally became a human wasp when she shrunk herself, and in a form that she rarely uses, she can become a giant woman, giant figure if she wanted to, but she hardly uses that. She prefers being the small, diminutive wasp. In wasp mode, she can focus her bioelectrical energy, bioelectrical energy in her body, and channel them into her wasp stingers, like psst, psst, psst. She can use them to sting you, and she was very powerful as a small wasp. And in times of emergencies, if she needed to, she could become very big, like giant man, like Ant-Man. All right, so a little bit of a history for her. So here it comes with this one, soft rubbery plastic, pretty cool. You have a diorama you need to set up, and Wasp is in her small form. She does require some assembly. The wings are detachable. A bit of advice: the wings the joints are very tight. You need to limber it up if you're gonna before you assemble it. My mistake was a common mistake is while it's still fresh out of the packaging, you try and put it in, and you try and move it about, you're gonna have a hard time moving it about, and you're just gonna end up with you're gonna just widen the hole. And nobody wants a wide hole. You want it tight. If you just stick it in and you just try and you're gonna end up ruining the hole. So what you want to do is you want to gently try and limber up the peg. Just limber it up. And most of the time there's going to be some excess plastic right there that you need to shave off so that you'll have an easier time moving the peg. Once you've limbered up the peg, you just gently, right, let me show you on this one, just because this hole is wide. Just gently insert it through the hole, very, very gently slide it in, and if it gets stuck, just pull it in and out and stick it in right there. Once it's snugly in, then you can safely articulate it without widening the hole too much, and that's probably the safest way to go about it. Yeah, and don't just force the peg into the hole. You gotta be gentle. Just caress it and very gently do that. Okay, so that's the assembly required. So overall, despite all the flaws I've seen with this figure, I'm still gonna give this figure a 10 out of 10. I'm glad they chose the 10th generation costume of the Wasp, not the classic look. Classic look is fine. In every comic book, Janet had a different costume, a variation of a certain costume, change in color here and there. This is probably, I think, the 10th generation. The 11th generation of her costume is the sort of like a yellow jacket look, which is in the Uncanny Avengers. She's now a member of Havoc's team, but this was just before she joined the Uncanny Avengers. She wore something like this, there were certain variations, yellow stripes here and there, but the black and gold was for me one of my favorite Wasp figures. I still have I forgot to get it. I still have the 6, which is really not that important at this point in time. The 6-inch Marvel Legends, one of the last few Toy Biz figures I still hung on to, the 6-inch variant Wasp figure, but it was something like that. I think this one had a better head sculpt. That one had the really pixie cut type of haircut. So again, a very, very nice figure. It's going to be sought after because there's only one in a case. Had Hasbro made 2 in a case, collectors won't be leaving the Captain America and Iron Mans on the pegs. I mean, come on, Hasbro, think about it. You already promised us this is for adults. Set the assortments for adults. You got adult collector products, make the assortment friendly for adult collectors. So ranting and raving about this figure. Sorry the video is too long, but it is a wonderful figure. I hope you get lucky, you guys get lucky, beat the scalpers. Let's go and get this figure. It support Hasbro. This is an amazing thing. Yeah, just a wonderful figure. One of the best Marvel Universe. Now all we need is a 3.75-inch Hank Pym and we're all set. The founding Avengers have been made. So I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click thumbs up icon on the bottom. Follow me on Twitter for my toy purchase, Instagram for my toy sightings here in Manila, and check out all my videos and reviews hauls here on Chefatron on YouTube. This has been the Marvel Infinite Series, Marvel's Wasp. Thanks for watching.